And what he said was there are a few teams that if they called to draft his son, he would say no, or his son would not go. Not that he's telling him you have to go here or you have to go there, but there are certain teams. And I think that as a father, who's being discerning, who's been in the game, who's seen certain things, I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. I think that every father would want to be able to influence their son.
And none of the other ones are. You don't get to do that because you're Deion Sanders. You don't get to pick and choose and say where he gets to go. The way that football works is the team with the worst record at the end of the year, they get the number one pick so that they get the best talent and we can try and make this bad team
even it out.
A good team. Right? That's how football has worked since Deion was playing. You don't get to come in here now, and I didn't like when Archie did it. Like I said, he's about to make millions of dollars to go play a game. That you're lucky to be able to do that for a living.
But it's still a job, though.
It doesn't matter. It's a game at the end of the day that I want to go play. I want to go play and make millions of dollars. Okay, fine. There are other people who are just as talented as Shador. My thing is, nobody else's dad is doing this. Why does Deion Sanders get to be the anomaly? Why does he get to run and say where his son is going to play? You don't get to say none of that. If the Cleveland Browns draft him, that's where he goes. And that's why they're saying teams are like, you don't get to do that. So we'll show you. We'll show you what we'll do.
I think, I see it from a different angle. I see it differently. I think it's every parent. I mean, you're a parent. I'm a parent, right? I get that may not be how the sport goes, or that's not the culture of the sport. I can appreciate that. But it's no different that if your son wanted to take a decision and you didn't agree with that decision for whatever reason, you may have a reason best known to you, and that's your son. You've spent time, years, effort, resources building your son, and that making sure that, it's your seed, right? Like any parent will want that. For whatever reason best known to you, you think these particular things are not good. And I'm telling you, if these particular things come up, I would prefer that you take this decision. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Ultimately, the decision will be Shador's decision, what he decides to do. But I think that even biblically, and I'm not, I'm not in the Bible, so I'm not going to profess like I am, but I do know that there is a reference to a child listening to the counsel of their parents. I think it's important. I think we know for our children what we've gone through, things that we want to shield them from, things that we want to encourage them to do. We only want the best for our child.